Now, a few months ago, I did a video about body jumping. So if you guys have not seen that video, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see the whole video is in one of the lists. Just scroll down a little bit from this video is one of the first videos you're going to see down there. In that video, I was very specific about something they call body jumping. Body jumping is when an evil spirit detaches from one individual, jumps onto another individual just to attack a particular subject. So this is a continuation of that video that I did. It's a continuation of that video that described that process where evil spirits jump from one body to another to attack the chosen one. Now, I just did about chosen ones, but it can happen to any other person, whether they are chosen or not, where they may experience evil activity simultaneously happening to them, same situations, same scenarios in different bodies. Now, as we carry on this video, you're going to see that question. It was there was a question that came in, and you will see it on the screen. I may put it down there for you. It was a question that came in from a subscriber who wanted to know, is these people aware? Now, let me give you something very fast to look at, very easy. It is going to be an easy way to look at this. You run into someone. Let's say, for example, you have moved homes, okay? You lived in a certain vicinity, and maybe you moved on to a new home or a new city, or it can be anything. In that particular vicinity you lived, you had a certain experience with certain people. There was evil people. Let's talk about the things they did, the way they behaved, the way they used to scream at you, the things they used to throw towards you, at your car, at your windows, and stuff like that. The chaos that used to happen. So there was a very particular activity that used to happen in that particular vicinity that you used to live before you moved on to another vicinity. When you move on to a new vicinity, it may be by choice. Most likely it's by choice because you have walked away from this chaos. You move into this vicinity. There is, a couple of new neighbors around, maybe the shopkeeper next door and stuff like that. And then these people will welcome you. They like you. Oh, welcome to this and that, stuff like that. You talk a little bit with them and things like that. And then for some mysterious reason, it's been about days, maybe sometime weeks, or even sometime months. Those same people that happen to like you in that particular vicinity, the new vicinity, they are now turning against you. Now you're seeing them do those same things that you experienced in the previous vicinity where you used to live. Now, let us understand how these evil spirits work. First of all, you need to understand the people that attack you. I've always told you guys, most of the times, this whole thing is not personal. It's all about energy. You're dealing with a different dimension altogether. So you are in some kind of spiritual warfare. For spiritual warfare to happen, or let's say spiritual attacks to happen to somebody, these spirits need vessels. So where you used to live previously, those were the people that embodied. There was the hosts of those spirits, those evil spirits. So these spirits might have been aimed at dragging you into an addiction. You might have had neighbors who used to drag you along to go drinking, drag you along to go smoking, drag you along to go into prostitution, drag you around to go and steal things in the neighborhood and stuff like that. All types of evil behavior. When you had decided to move away, it was for your own safety. Okay, it was like, you cannot deal with this anymore. You want to change your life. You want to change the environment and you move to a new town. What now will happen is because where you have been living previously, you have been going through spiritual warfare. Now, you leave that vicinity, you move on to the next vicinity. In that place, those particular spirits you dealt with previously, it is going to be a matter of time before you'll see them manifesting, the same spirits you dealt with manifesting in different individuals, in different bodies, in that new vicinity. This is going to be, for example, you may start to hear familiar words. There's some words a neighbor used to use when he came to you back in the days. You are in this new vicinity. Now you are having those particular insults that you used to get from the previous neighbor. You're getting those particular insults in a new neighbor. Now, the new neighbor, remember, as a vessel, they have nothing to do with you. They don't even know you. They don't know where you're from. They don't know about your background and the things like that. But there is going to come a time. Now, this is only going to happen should those neighbors be at a certain frequency. Because you see, for an evil spirit to jump onto somebody, they are supposed to meet that person at a certain frequency. There's a certain frequency they can use to come in. Those spirits have got a host. We're talking about the original host. When they move on to the next person, the new host, that person is going to be a temporary host. And I think I've got this question so many times. I think I've had even some sessions. People have asked me this very similar question. The new person you are dealing with, that person has got nothing to do with you. But they have gotten an attachment with familiar spirits that you used to deal with back in the days or back in the years. The same events are happening. They are still throwing things in front of your door. They are still stealing your mail. They are still dragging you around, calling you to go this way, go left and right, go for these drinks, go for the smokes and stuff like that. So they are actually dragging you in a similar direction that you used to deal with way back in time. There's a difference between a permanent host and a temporary host. Those hosts that hosted those spirits in that particular time, it was designed to directly attack you because there was the people in that vicinity at the time. If you have switched your residence, you move to different vicinities, those spirits are going to move on to a different person because you see, everything is energy and there's no space and time in this universe. It is just a matter of seconds before they're going to jump onto a new vessel, and they are temporarily, for as long as that new vessel is in that area and environment, those same spirits are going to embody that body, the vessel, the host, and they're going to use that host for their own activities. Now, that's when you see manifestations of the things you have dealt with before starting to manifest in that new area or vicinity. It is only going to happen for as long as is necessary. Now, chosen ones, I want you to pay attention to this. It's very powerful. If you move into a new area, let me say, for example, you have moved your addresses, your home to a new place. You have switched homes, you have moved homes. Maybe you have switched jobs. Maybe you have switched, you simply have switched to environment from the old environment to the new one. What is going to happen in that new environment? The very first thing what will happen is what I've told you guys, that most of the times you guys don't understand you're protected. What is really happening is that as soon as you enter that vicinity, you're going to experience some of these things happening. If it's a workplace, there is people going to get fired. As soon as you stepped in, it's just been a couple of days, maybe a week or two, and there's some people that have been fired from that workplace. Those people have been working there for as long as you wasn't around. The moment you showed up in that job, they have gotten fired, they have gotten demoted, or they have gotten sent out, they have gotten suspended. Some of them have left the vicinity. If it's a home situation, for example, it can happen where you have moved into a new place, and in that particular place that you have moved, you are now seeing people relocating. All of a sudden, they are like, okay, they are moving homes. They are packing their bags and they're leaving and stuff like that. So what is really happening behind the scenes, you are being protected behind the scenes. The people you see leaving as soon as you come in, those people were temporarily going to be used by those similar spirits. So what the divine did now, the divine had to make some moves and relocate those individuals away from that vicinity, because they was most likely going to be used as temporary hosts for those evil spirits to attack you. If you want to know the truth, is that those spirits can only have a temporary body. They just need a temporary host. They have got their permanent host because those are the people that have already allowed those spirits to take over their lives for an indefinite amount of time. When that happens, and you have left that vicinity because they was aimed at targeting you, okay? Those particular spirits was aimed at targeting you. When you have moved away from that vicinity, those spirits now look for a new host. But it is just going to be for a temporary situation, because should that assignment, whatever it is they wanted to do with you, has been done, their job has been done, they are going to bounce back onto the original host. Now, there's a video, I think this was a movie from Denzel Washington. What was that movie again? You guys remind me in the comment section below. When you saw these spirits, they was jumping from one person to another because they was trying to follow a particular individual. And this person noticed these spirits jumping from one body to another, one body to another. And in that moment, when they used to jump to that particular individual, the individual, that's when they lost their mind. They was out of their mind. They lost their consciousness. And they switched into that energy, and they was now directly trying to target that particular individual. But whenever they would move, that spirit would move into the person that was next to them. What do we learn from this video? If you're a chosen one, you have got to pay attention to new environments that you go. Especially if you've been dealing with a certain battle, warfare previously, you move into a new vicinity. I want you to pay attention to what is going on around you. Most of the things that will happen, you might experience people getting away. You have just walked into that vicinity. They are going to move away. They are going to relocate. Some of them are going to be sacked if it's a job place. They are going to leave that job. But even then, that doesn't happen. Let's say, for example, by some chance, it hasn't happened and they are staying in that vicinity. Depending on their vibrational frequency, if they are too low in vibration and frequency, then they are going to become temporary hosts. So pay attention to the energy they are going to show you. The things they will tell you, the things they may do against you, the plots they may start doing against you. Even if there was initially your friends, they are going to switch up. The energy is going to switch. Now, pay attention to the words they say and pay attention to their actions. You may start to recognize and notice there are some familiarities with the things they do compared to the energy you experienced in the previous environments. So that is exactly what happens when this thing called body jumping is going on. They simply jump from one body to another just to reach a certain target. What can you do to protect yourself? You have to be careful, chosen ones, whenever you move into new vicinities. You just simply have to understand that you are a targeted individual. That is first thing. And you have to understand that wherever you go, you are going to have a certain very strange and weird energy following you wherever you are. That is because you have got a mark on your life. Is this anointing they're looking for? So they're trying to target you for this anointing. What you can do is, whenever you move into a new place, don't just try to go around and try to befriend everybody, try to open up to everybody. Oh, I was there and I was here, now I'm here, and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you are going to attract monitoring spirits. Once those monitoring spirits identify who you are, then the energy is going to switch up very fast and you will not see this coming. It will take you by surprise, where now you're going to find yourself dealing with the same energy in different bodies in the new vicinity. If anything happens, let's say, for example, you move away and you are unreachable. You are in a place where nobody can reach. It's like a different area altogether. Then now what is going to happen is that those spirits are going to bounce back to the original host. And they are going to continue. They may choose a different subject. But usually when you are unreachable, you don't have close people around the same way that you used to do. Nobody's showing up. Nobody's coming around. They are going to go back and attach to the original host. The people they use are not aware. So is why sometimes when those spirits have left that person, you can ask that person something. Did you just say this? And they don't remember what they have said. Why did you do this? And they may even sometimes fight with you. They'll be like, I'm not the one who did that. Why do you think it was me and stuff like that? Because they was unconscious at the moment. The moment they was being taken over by those particular spirits, they became unconscious. So they stopped. That's the moment they stopped to remember what exactly was happening. So is when now they were starting to tell you all these things, throw all this shit towards you, and they could not remember what they was doing. Because those spirits have temporarily used them for a period of time to attack you in a different kind of way, a certain kind of way, and now they have already moved back to the original host. So they do not permanently stay with the new host. They have got an original host. So there's a permanent host and there's a temporary host. It is only depending on the need, depending on the area that you are, and depending on the necessity, what exactly needs to be done. Because at the end of the day, chosen ones, you always know you have always been targeted. And this is what has been happening all throughout your life. Whether you have been dealing with narcissists, you left a narcissist, it was the end of that relationship, you moved into a new relationship, you met another individual, it was the same energy. You left that person, you went to another one, different individual, it was the same energy. It was a matter of body jumping. This particular spirit was jumping from one person to another, just doing the same thing. I hope this video resonates. Let us know in the comment section what you think. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.